I've been dragging my feet making this video, but I can't put it off any longer. It's time to talk about the Black Day. A warning off the top, this video gets pretty dark, so pull up your sad pants and grab a chamois, because if your sad pants are anything like my rain pants, you'll need to towel off before you cinch up the drawstring. But first, a summary. Now that Elle and I are drenched in Ecuadorian sunshine, the soundtrack is suddenly incongruous. Incongruous? It's at odds with the narrative. We'll get back to it later. In vacation mode now, Elle and I rented one motorcycle in Quito, we rode 2 up to Cuenca, and borrowed a second motorcycle. Then we lit off for more sunshine on the Pacific Ocean. After just a couple of nights in Puerto Lopez and a trip out to Isla de la Plata, it was time for Elle and I to ride on. Our friend Bones was waiting for us back in Cuenca. He's the one who had loaned us a motorcycle, given us a place to stay, and he had offered to show us around some more when we got back. Shortly after leaving our hotel, my new GoPro Hero 11 failed. I know I've mentioned this in previous videos, but here it is, failing right in front of one of my other cameras, a DJI Osmo action camera that has never failed, by the way. Here I am again at the side of the road, taking the battery out of my GoPro because it won't switch on. Let's see if taking the battery out resets it enough so that it will work again. That's how you gotta handle this camera. Nope. This is just now an expensive black rectangle. Packing things up, we rode on, skirting the coast before turning inland.
Walking on sunshine, walking on sunshine. I feel alive, I feel love, I feel love the way I feel alive, I feel love, I feel love, that's really real.
We're gonna go on the right. Oh, that truck's taking that bump at a good speed.
The road is a bit dull in this part of the country, but here we have some footage at a roadside stop of Elle doing her favorite thing. What is her favorite thing, you ask? Behold. Elle slips her helmet on quietly, then watches me like a bullfrog watches a fly. She is waiting for me to put my helmet on. When I do that, at that exact moment, Elle will shout into the intercom to scare the out of me. Here we go. My helmet goes on and...
Hey!
Listen to how pleased she is with herself. At some point we traded motorcycles. Yes, Elle is a bit shorter than me, and yes, I am significantly heavier than she is. I could use both of these points to argue that I should stay with the rented Suzuki DR650. But honestly, the borrowed Tekken 250, though a fine little bike, was much less comfortable. It was only fair that we trade. Passing through Guayaquil, we hit the plains on the other side of the city before climbing steeply up into the Andes. And that brings us to a black day. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that that transition was so abrupt that you might now need to book an appointment with your chiropractor. Well, you know what else is abrupt? The transition on this road from sea level to a mountain pass, over 4,000 meters in elevation, that's what. In just about 75 kilometers, or about 50 miles, this road climbs from a warm, humid landscape to a cold notch in the Andes at over 13,600 feet elevation. At the height of land, there's a lookout called Tres Cruces Mirador. In English, the Three Crosses Viewpoint. The crosses are there as a monument to those who died in the area, mostly from altitude sickness. No, you're not likely to die of altitude sickness if you ride your motorcycle over the pass, but this climb is no joke. Just as the road climbed, the temperature dropped, and so came the rain. Now astride the Tekken 250, climbing into the mist and rain, I struggled to keep pace. I rode my motorcycle quite literally as fast as the machine would carry me in these conditions. That's when, soaked and with hands of wood from the bitter cold, I met the darkness within myself. Like the little motorcycle I rode, I too had been operating at the upper limits of my capacity recently. Just months earlier, at work in Canada, I had suffered an injustice, or at least I believed I had. This broke me at the time, and now it came back to break me again.
Of conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river?
At what point does a foul mood triggered by external circumstances graduate to a proper bout with mental illness? I don't know, but since I had been operating at this level for several months, I guess I was encroaching upon that terrain. I struggled now, in my mind, arguing with people who were not there, presenting my case to a judge deaf and blind, seeking understanding but unable to uncover anything new.
Angel, angel, what have I done? I faced the quake.
And then the rumination expanded and reached back further in time, now ashamedly reliving past failures that have haunted me since childhood, since adolescence, since early adulthood. All of them failures, all of them shortcomings, all of them my fault. Elle had been riding out front, and since I normally ride much faster than she does, she had assumed that I would catch her up easily. She had underestimated how much my bike was struggling in these conditions. Perhaps she had underestimated too how much I had struggled with my own mental health these past few months. But that was not her fault, as I had probably underestimated it too. Now, finally able to see her taillight through the gray, I could speak with her again over the intercom, and my mind settled. Having her in my life has been a greater comfort than sometimes I realize, and greater too than I normally express. But we were back together, descending now. The rain never stopped, but I could see on the dash-mounted GPS how the elevation dropped rapidly like a countdown timer, and the temperature rose.
A whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Nature, nurture, heaven, we take a lot more than words and guns. Some are falling by the a whole lot more than riches and muscle. You conquer every mountain. The hands of the many must join as one, and together.
Soon, but not soon enough, we were back in Cuenca. We made our way back to Bones' house, and creaking with cold, I stiffly opened the gate for us to roll inside.
A whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Together we'll cross the river.
If you're still watching this video, you obviously like it, right? Please click the like button. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm just 999,000 subscribers away from my first million. I have written 2 books, and they are both available as audiobooks. My first book, Motorcycle Therapy, is even available for free right here on my YouTube channel. If you prefer paper copies, ask for my books at your local independent bookstore or find them online at motorcycletherapy.com.